In this video, we're going to talk about the 4 things that you need to focus on to scale your business. I'm also going to talk to you about the one thing that is the highest priority for you to focus on, because focusing on 4 things, that's still not really focused. We want to get you honed in on the top priority that you need to focus on in order to grow your business profitably, sustainably, in a way that you feel good about. So when you're a professional service business or you're a law firm owner, you've got a lot of client demands in front of you all the time. And clients are in your face urgent, right? They let you know when things aren't working for them or when they need something. You have a lot of fire drills that you work with. Your time doesn't feel like it's your own. And it's really easy for all the things that we need to do to grow our business to get pushed to the sidelines. And in the end, what we create for ourselves is not so much a business, but we create ourselves a job. Instead of going around with a business that supports us, we're walking around with the weight of the world, the weight of the business on our shoulders, because as these client issues come up, as things get urgent, as a team member has an issue, you are the one, as the business owner, stuck dealing with it all the time. So it's really easy for our business priorities to fall to the wayside. Those goals of scaling, of building momentum, of creating more time freedom, more flexibility in your life through this business, they get put to the wayside. It's really easy for that to happen. And so today we're going to talk about these 4 things we're focusing on. But first, I want to share with you some of the other things that might be telltale signs that you need to hone your focus. And one of those is just the number of distractions that can come up. And some of those are legitimate distractions, like client work or a team member having an issue or something else that's coming up in your business. When you're focusing on all the things, like I need to do this marketing thing and I need to add social media, and over here I need to do more networking, and I need to follow up with this person over here, and I think I need to invest in ads, or I need to get a billboard, or I need to be on all of these different boards, or I need to be volunteering more, I need to be speaking in front of people. There's all these things to focus on. And when we focus on all the things, we're really focusing on none of the things. Let's go ahead and let's focus. Let's focus what you even need to concentrate on. It doesn't have to be everything. It's certainly not just what your colleague over here at another firm is doing. It's really what you need to focus on. We're going to hone you in and get you prioritized. The other reason you might be watching this video is if you're stuck at a certain revenue point. Maybe you've been growing, but that revenue starts tapering off, or you're getting to a point where you've grown so much that it's getting really hard to service these clients and keep up with the demand and the busy work. Even with hires, it still might be hard. It might be starting to feel like burnout for you, burnout for your organization. You're starting to get grumblings within the staff. That can be another point of concern where you need to start focusing on these 4 things and get really solid on which is your top priority. As you're burning out, these stuck points might actually start to feel like breaking points. So let's solve all that. Let's talk about these 4 things. And I want you to remember this. If you follow these 4, you're ACES. This is our acronym, ACES, ACES. The first one of those, A, is acquisition. Under acquisition, we put any kind of marketing or lead generation activity, any audience building that you do. Acquisition is something you want to have solid in your business. So that's one area of focus. The next area of focus is conversion. What do we do with those audience members, with those leads that are generated, with those folks in our network? We get leads from them, but we don't have a way of converting them. We need to convert people, because the point of it is not just to have a huge audience or a huge number of leads. We can all go out and buy leads. The point is to convert those into paying clients, the things that will actually give us sustainable revenue and increase our profit optimization or profit opportunity. First one, A, is acquisition, and then it's conversion. And that's what we typically think of as marketing and sales. And the next one is experience. What are your clients experiencing? How are you serving them? How can you better serve them? How can you make that more efficient? How can you ensure that those bottlenecks don't come up the same way, that you're not getting as many fire drills? So that's another area of focus. And then finally, systems. And I would narrow this down to say essential systems. Systems is something we can go into a lot of depth on, and I will do that in other videos. But essential systems, what are those? Sales and marketing, those are essential systems. So as you're focusing on acquisition and conversion, the idea is not to go do all the things, but to choose one area of focus, get it really, really good at it, and then figure out how to systemize that, how to do it more efficiently, how to do it more effectively, so that you're getting a higher ROI, return on investment, for any of the money that you spend or any of the time that you spend, or both. And how are you getting higher value out of each of those things? So you could put in the same time and effort and money for a higher outcome, or you could get the same outcome for less money, or you could expand both, right? And that's how you get higher ROI. And so when we're systemizing, that's our goal. Our goal is to get higher ROI on each of these different categories. Other essential systems, also again, client service or client experience. And then finally, those essential systems that when it comes to your business are things like business operations, the HR aspect of it, the legal aspect of maintaining your business, the financial and tax aspect of maintaining your business. Those are what we want to cover under the systems. Now, where should you prioritize? Because when you've got clients demanding your time, when you've got employees demanding your time, when you've got things you want to do in your life, we need to hone this focus even more. So how do we narrow from ACES, these 4 things we want to stay strong, into the one thing that you really need to do and focus on next until you have it solid and systemized? So let's look at a couple of scenarios. Basic rule of thumb here is that I would always start at the beginning of the word. So start with the A and work your way to the S. So if you do not have enough leads coming in, that's where you focus on. If you're trying to grow, make sure that acquisition is solid before conversion is solid, before experience is solid, before systems is solid. Now we have to have a balance in here. This is an ecosystem that we're building with our businesses. When we're building this ecosystem, it's not as though everything's going to be perfectly in balance all the time. That's not how it works in an ecosystem. How it works is that something gets a little bit out of whack and then we fix it. And then another thing gets out of whack because we've messed around with the ecosystem and now we go fix that. So you're going to be a problem solver always. There's always going to be something among these 4 elements of your business that you could improve upon, that you could lend time or effort or money to make it better and make it efficient and more contributory to the bottom line of your business in a way that enhances your revenue, helps you scale more sustainably. These ACEs, these are essentially the 4 corners of your ecosystem: acquisition, conversion, experience, and systemization. And when you have all 4 of these corners solid, you've got a solid, stable base, a solid foundation for your business that you can grow off of. Remember, we don't want to be carrying the business around on our shoulders, not you as the owner. You are not the foundation. That's like walking around with a piece of avocado toast. Beautiful, right? When you look at it, but you flipped it upside down and now you're carrying it on your hand and all that avocado is like leaking through. So you can't grow that. It's unstable. You can never let it go. That's what happens when you build the business on your shoulders, as opposed to something that has a solid sandwich base with a toothpick in the center to hold it together. This is like building a skyscraper. You have a really solid foundation, and then that elevator shaft is actually the thing that holds the skyscraper together once it's building. Let's get that foundation right. When we have these 4 corners of our building, of our business together, ACEs, then we can really grow. So if you can't think of where you want to start with the A and work your way through the word. Some scenarios that we should cover here. I'll take myself as an example. I have a background in client relationship for really large financial institutions, and I've put together some really complicated, monetarily intense projects, multiple billions of dollars, where somebody fat fingers a negative sign instead of a positive sign cost us $250,000. So my natural inclination is to start at the end of the word and work my way backwards. But what does that do for me and my business if that's what I keep doing? If I say, I'm not going to grow right now because I need to systemize, or I'm scared of growing because I really want things to work smoothly and I'm scared I won't be able to handle it. Those are a lot of the words that I hear from business owners. And for me, where it's my natural inclination to work on systems and to work on the client experience, what happens is I end up building a job that is very underpaid, or I have a really expensive hobby. You know, the business is not your hobby. The business is not something you should be underpaid for. What we want to do is make sure that we have enough coming in under that acquisition and conversion. For others, they might use the client experience as an excuse. Well, the clients need me. If I'm not there for the clients, or you see this seesaw approach of sometimes I'm focused on acquisition and conversion, so I'm doing consultation sometimes and I'm doing client work other times. You get a rush of new clients in, you do all the client work, and then you rush out to go back and refill that revenue gap because you've neglected it during that time. So we want a little more balance in our ecosystem. Another scenario is somebody who actually is great at doing the acquisition and the conversion, and they've got lots of revenue opportunities, but they're getting to that stuck point or that breaking point where it's starting to trickle off, or as one client put it to me, so revenue is up, but our profit is down and our stress is way up. If that's you, then it might be you need to start prioritizing more towards the back end of that word, to the experience or to the systemization. Wherever you're at, remember that you're building an ecosystem. You're setting that priority on the thing that most needs the problem solving, but you're not going to stay there forever, because all of these are the four corners, and you need all four of these to be solid. One of them's always going to be a little bit out of whack. One of them's always going to need a little bit of help. Maybe multiple need help in your business. Start from left to right if you have to. If acquisition is high, but you're not converting, focus on conversion for a bit. Allow maintenance on your acquisition of your marketing work. Keep doing the same things, but put the concentration into learning how to convert into new clients better. Or maybe your marketing and your sales is working, your acquisition and conversion. So maybe it's time to focus on the client experience. We've seen those businesses where they blow up really fast. They have no problem getting new clients, and yet the experience is terrible. The product's not really there. And in the end, they will fall apart. So start with these four corners. These are the four core things that you need to focus on to scale your business in this year or any year, to have rising revenue, but also rising profit sustainably, and something that you're happy about, not turning into this job or this burden or this fast track to burnout. Please like this, subscribe, or hit that alert button so you can follow along and get alerts when I see you in another video.